Inusa. Oh, Murtala Inusa. He has grown right before my eyes, especially when it comes to doing radio. Hey, Murtala, let's call him for life. He's doing some Sankpana in the background. You know Sankpana, Murtala. What is Sankpana? Only Sankpana. Murtala, which is Sankpana?
Sankpana.
Only.
What's
Only Sankpana. Shouldn't they pass?
You are crazy.
Can you believe it? The guy says I'm crazy on air. You have forgotten we are not in the office, and the whole nation is listening. Okay. So that is the. Let me get the designation right. I don't want to say it wrongly. All right. I have been joined in the studio, but the man who is not just our legal affairs correspondent, but also the best media court correspondent in Ghana. Wait on, take a minute, breathe in. I need you to absorb it. It's not for Greater Accra region, no. It's not for Ashanti region, neither for Eastern region. Or it's the Greater Accra jurisdiction. Hello. But the best media correspondent, court correspondent in Ghana, in the person of Murtala Inusa. Oh, this is the point where I should have loaded the clapping sound effect by now. I would have given you a huge, loud round of applause. Congratulations, Murtala Inusa. Absolutely deserved. And the award is seated right here. I think that would have to take a shot of it and put it on social media as well for our listeners and viewers to see and have a feel of it. Congratulations once again.
Thank you, Nadidi.
And how did you feel?
Well, it was an honor. It was a great feeling.
Aye.
It was a feeling of
as it
were.
were.
I was emotional at a point in time.
As it were.
Yeah, as it were. And I know what that it is, as it were. For those who have been listening to us virtually every day, it's a term that they will never be tired of. They keep hearing as it were.
As it were. The court,
it's not deliberate.
he hears it all the time in court, so we also have to hear it.
Yeah, somebody will say, those who listen to us, you meet somebody in terms of as it were, and somebody will also put absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes, it was a great feeling that day. And for me, all along doing my work, I never thought somebody is watching. Yes, and this award is coming from over 7,000 staff of the Judicial Service Staff Association of Ghana across the country, and so it's one that is
it's humbling.
Means so much to me. Yes,
yeah.
It shows that whatever I do within the corridors of the court, people are watching, and even those staff who watch our shows, who listen to us and watch us, really appreciate what we do. In fact, there were a lot of commendation coming virtually every now and then. You meet people and say you are doing well, but of course, there's nothing to show that you are doing well. But today,
this one they will go into for after
that the road has come to show that it's doing well. For me personally, going about doing my work, it's just like go and do your work. That is so at the back of my mind and nothing more. Just make sure that all the things that are happening, which are deserving of the public, that will be of newsworthy, are always out there. And I jump out like the monkey or the frog. You keep jumping from one court to the other, even when there's nothing. You still want to find something for because 12 o'clock the news will have to run. 11:30
newsroom GH1
will
newsroom
have to run, and so if there's nothing, that means it cannot run. So once it has to run, then there should be something. And it's not that we are going to concoct stories, but we'll chase, make sure that wherever they are, we get it for our viewers and our listeners. So it was a great feeling, especially when the Chief Justice Gertrude Saki-Tokonu was also present at this very occasion, and some big men. In fact, the president of the Judicial Service Staff Association, Samuel Afututu, was present. We have former president of JUSAC, Mr. Alex Nati, Mr. Enusin. In fact, people who founded JUSAC were all present. Samson Ladi Ayinini, astute lawyer, we all know him, was present at this function. Some judges were all present in relation to this very function, JUSAC at 50 anniversary. In fact, there were some awards. Chief Justice received awards. Samuel Afututu, president of JUSAC, received an award. Samson Ladi received an award. The former president, Alex Nati, all of them had longest serving members of the association. Some over 30 years were all rewarded in some style. And of course, there were a lot of speeches. Tomorrow we'll bring you all the speeches in relation to what took place, all the people who had the opportunity to speak were saying. There were some people from Nigeria, JUSAC in Nigeria, also came to lend their support. So it was very an interesting program and all that. But this reward, as it were, shows that we are doing something well.
All right. We'll have the party after the show. What's happening in court? We know that they are on legal vacation still, right?
Yes.
But then again, there are vacation courts that are sitting, and then there are other things that are happening.
Absolutely.
And Attorney General has also been speaking, his deputy, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So just like we witnessed some few weeks ago, the Ghana Bar Association had its conference in Kumasi, and the climax of that was the election of new executives. So all the stakeholders in the justice delivery system, just when the new legal year is about to begin, will have to put their houses in shape, will have to put their houses in order. So the bar had their conference, the judiciary, the whole service also had a deba with staff in Kumasi. Then it is now the turn of the office of the Attorney General to also try and put its attorneys on guard, on shape for the new legal year. So throughout this whole week, it started yesterday, state prosecutors are going through a lot of sensitization issues, and one of the key highlights is the plea bargaining law. You notice that this law came to the fore not too long ago, so they are implementing it. Whatever challenges that it poses, they have now come out with a clear guideline. So the guidelines will tell you who is supposed to initiate the plea bargaining, and in fact, clearly, it is an accused person who is supposed to initiate that. But one of the interesting things about that, the plea bargaining, is the fact that are people going to commit crimes and then they go under the plea bargaining law for a lesser punishment. Deputy Attorney General Alfred Chiayebo has been explaining. He said, look, if you're a criminal out there and you think that this law has come and you use it as a springboard to invade justice, then you should be thinking twice. The state has the obligation, the right to reject it outright if you initiate it. And woe betide you if you are already known to the law. And when you are saying you are known to the law, it means that somebody who have already had some infractions with the law and then you have been dealt with and you have come again. And so even in court, when persons are convicted, one of the things by way of mitigation factor is for the court to ask whether the convict here in
it's
court
a first-time offender.
It's a first-time offender or known to the law. Once you are known to the law, then you know that there was something different. So they are putting themselves in shape. So let's hear from the Deputy Attorney General what exactly the guidelines will be doing.
As you already indicated, we have the Plea Bargaining Act, and the act was passed by Parliament some time ago. The AG's office, we have various attorneys who represent the AG in prosecuting cases in Ghana. We have to ensure that we have a uniform standard, that if you're an attorney and you are entering negotiation with any accused person, you do not do it on your own. It's not necessary to come up with these guidelines so that any attorney, whether in Go, whether in Tamale or Bogatanga, seeking to go by the Plea Bargaining Act will use the same format. It also helps the accused persons The event that officers decide that they're not going to enter plea bargaining with them on stated reasons, then we can also maybe question our attorneys why they are not going to, they are not willing to go into plea bargaining with accused person, because the guidelines will tell you how you should do it, and those that you should be doing with, and those that you are not supposed to be doing with. The advent of this plea bargaining arrangement should not be used as a springboard by either the criminals or even those of us who are prosecuting for purpose of evading justice. Under no circumstance should we trade off justice just because we want to have a plea bargaining law implemented. Where we think it's necessary for the plea bargaining act to be implemented, it should be done. Where it's not necessary or it is not required, given the set of facts, it will not be implemented. Because you may have criminals who will take advantage of the situation, commit crimes, and think that they can come pay their way through plea bargaining and then go away. So the criminals out there, they should be on notice. We are watching. Our attorneys will not just deal with you because you want to enter into the plea agreement. They will look at the facts and circumstances to see whether you merit it. If you don't merit it, you won't get it.
All right, so that is the Deputy Attorney General. Yes.
Yes. So
giving the guidelines for the
absolutely.
plea bargaining.
Yes, plea bargaining law. So it was launched yesterday. Everybody, all state attorneys have access to it, and then they will go through to know what they are supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do. So when somebody is initiating the plea bargaining, what are the processes and all that. So it is something that will be of a benefit to justice delivery. In fact, I've been asking the Deputy Attorney General whether they have identified some challenges which necessitated the coming up of the guideline. He said, well, in everything that you do, you see, even though there were no major challenges, they feel that they have to come up with a clear plan, a clear guidelines that will ensure uniformity in all that they do across the country, so that those in Accra here will not use a different process. Those in Tamale will also use a different process, so that they are all on the same page and all that. So that is the. So throughout the week, there are a lot of training activities. Yesterday, before I left the scene, in fact, the Director of Public Prosecution, Mrs. Yvonne Atakra Obobisa, also took them through what they has prosecuted, what they need to do. Mrs. Yvonne Kilson, also a Chief State Attorney, is also taking them through, if you are initiating cases, how to even draft your charges and all the brief facts, what the judges will want to know. Or sometimes you go to court, the judges are complaining about the way and manner prosecution has tendered the charge sheet and all that. So they are learning all these things so that once the new legal year begins in October, they are in good shape for it. All right,
yes. And then the final issue we're going to tackle is in relation to the protesters that were picked up at the Democracy Hub. Yes,
so we do know that some persons have been picked up, including Oliver Barker-Vormawor. What I do gather is that they will be arraigned this morning. So we'll be following up on this to find out what will be the charges that will be leveled against them and what responses or what will be happening within the corridors of the court. So and in our midday bulletin, we should expect an update in relation to those who have been arrested in relation to the Democracy Hub demonstration.
All right. Thank you very much. Our latest awardee in town, the best media court correspondent in Ghana. I said, let that sink in. It is not Greater Accra jurisdiction. Neither is it Ashanti Regional jurisdiction. This is national. All right, Mutala, congratulations once again, and keep up the good work. So in relation to what you just spoke about, the arrest of the Democracy Hub demonstrators, we will be speaking to one of the lawyers of the demonstrators or the protesters. Ahead of it, they had said their readiness to provide some assistance to them in relation to that. So we'll be speaking to them, to a lawyer, regarding these persons that were arrested. Do they know where they are? Because one of the concerns that Democracy Hub had raised was that these individuals were being kept in police stations that they did not know. They kept rotating them to make it difficult for them to be able to contact them. Some of them had been denied basic necessities, among others. And then also they kept rotating the various police stations they were taking them to, making it difficult for